So what? So what are you saying?
So I think it's kind of ironic that we're like doing all this messing with like the lighting, trying to get the lighting right for the show, which was like an element. It was so much easier when it was just a podcast.
Well, and so much more we had to edit out of the first part of the show because we messed with it for like an hour.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think we look older. They'll be able to tell that from the video that we've aged a bit. You know, at least
I wonder,
because I get really stressed out. You're bossing me around and all.
I wonder how many people have listened to the podcast and gone, and now they're seeing it on video, going, oh. Is that what they look like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let's hope not.
Because I probably look hot on audio.
Well, in this lighting.
For almost 50 shows, I was hot. And then John Young said, hey, we should put this on video.
And now we have all this lighting we have to do in the studio. Right. And this is like...
In the what?
In the studio.
That's... The what?
The studio.
Studio.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not the studio.
In the studio.
Okay.
It's like Phil Collins would say it.
Really?
Sue Studio.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So now we have all these other elements to include to be able to manage in here, to be able to have a show that you got to take care of. Plus, I have to shower.
Yeah, you really do, because there's no air in this room at all.
I got to think about like wardrobe and things like that.
Wardrobe.
Yeah, and like
because the first 48 shows we did in the nude.
We did. Yep. I'm just yes-anding everything.
Thanks,
you
buddy.
say.
You're really good at this.
Whatever you say.
You're kind of like an improv dude, and I'm an improv bully apparently. Because
yeah, because I have nothing to contribute. I just yes-and whatever you say.
Because you have 14 fingers and no genitalia, right?
So we went to a lighting symposium.
Yes,
with that was put on by a combination, a collaborative effort of Ben Stowe from NL. Does he go by? Is he just NLFX now,
yes,
or is he Northern Light Effects, or is it just the acronym?
It's yes, absolutely. You've got it down perfectly.
So you don't know?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
nope. But he was there. He's part of it.
Netflix, and then Mike Farino.
Mike Farino. But he goes by MF.
He goes by MF?
No, he doesn't at all.
Netflix MF? That sounds like something you play backwards on an old 70s album and hear like the devil would follow it. Netflix MF, the devil? What? The devil did what?
He bought lighting is what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise you wouldn't be all scary if you didn't have the right like mood set.
Well, there was other sponsors there. There was Chauvet lighting, yeah. Chauvet. There was Blizzard lighting, and there was I'm going to forget one, and I'm going to get in trouble for it.
Luminosity, Luminaire.
Yeah. Well, there's somebody there talking about Luminaire. Yeah.
Luminaire is the software. That's right.
Right.
And then it was
See, we're gonna have to cut this out now because we're missing on somebody that will be upset with us. And I can think of his name. I can see him right now sitting in his booth, glaring at me for not remembering.
Right. He's from Texas.
Right.
Our good friend Robert Sparrow works for him.
Right.
Not Robert. Oh my gosh. So I see Robert the night before the lighting symposium. You know, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, oh, and I'm all proud of myself because I'm like, I remembered his name.
Right.
So I'm going to be Mr. Really Cool, and I'm not just going to say, Robert, how are you? I'm going to address him formally by his last name. I said, Mr. Sparrow, how are you? And he's like, oh, it's Sparrow, and I'm like, expletive. I said the SH word.
No.
And I was like, oh man,
that's funny.
You know, so I'm like, I'm sorry. And then the fellow who I can't remember right now, was sitting right there. The one that owns the company that we can't remember the name of.
Gosh.
And he said we've met, and I'm like, And I'm like, of course.
Really?
Of course we have. And I'm faking it. I'm pretending, you know. And I'm sure we have met.
Yes.
It's just that, you know, I'm such an airhead that I'm not clicking. I'm just like, I don't know what to do in this situation. You idiot. Why don't you go shame yourself in the corner? And since I yes and.
Eternal lighting.
Eternal lighting, exactly.
Yep. And EV, because it was at the Electro Voice headquarters.
It was at Electro Voice headquarters. It was our fair maiden, is that what we would call it? Since that's where we have our workshops.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Mike Dussault was there.
And they showed, Chauvet showed off Show Express. Show Express is that software that controls all the DMX lighting.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Ben Stowe is like amazing expert at Show Express. Like amazing. And what I got from that 4 hours of watching him show me how to do stuff is that it can do really, really cool stuff if you know how to use it.
Right. And he certainly knows how to use it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the one thing that I got out of it is that I do not speak the same language as Ben Stowe. Well, was talking Klingon to me, man. I mean,
I think that's really for everybody. But I don't know. Some people did know.
Nice of you to say, but I'm I'm an idiot, and the idiot came out and kicked around his toys and had a temper tantrum about 30 minutes into.
I wouldn't say you're an idiot. You have a resistance to anything technical.
Resistance, is that a technical term?
It is.
And like a resistor?
I'm just trying to confuse you. I mean, a psychotic diversion to kind of like open you up suddenly.
Oh, well, that's what has happened.
To an epiphany.
Is I have an epiphany that if I'm going to do DMX lighting with any of these great things, I'm going to call Ben Stowe and he's going to do it for me.
You're going to hire a DMXer. Looking for a DMXer to come along on my shows and DMX this. No, actually, honestly, I have to say, because Jeremy Breck did he's doing amazing work down in Sioux Falls.
Jeremy Breck in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Doing amazing work in lighting design. Just incredible, the stuff that he's demonstrated, that he's shown, that he has done. And I'm like, and that's what really brought me to the lighting symposium. I was really inspired by that. And then
plus I understand he is a graduate of the entertainment experience. Wink.
It's true. He is a graduate of the entertainment experience. And I was inspired by this, and I got there and I looked at what he was doing, and I looked at kind of like got an idea, started just to get an idea of like what it would take to be able to do what he does.
Right.
And that's where I'm like, wow, Jeremy, you're making it look easy, and you know that you're really good at something when you make it look easy, right? And so I'm getting to the end of the symposium thinking, I need to find me a good lighting designer. This is what I need for my events. But there were some things that I got really excited about purchasing.
I will say, I think you and I were in the minority in the building when it came to the people who took the class, because everybody else knew they had a much better grasp on the technical end of it than you and I did. And they were getting a whole heck of a lot out of this class.
Well, we were way back in disco lighting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I have a big police light that I bring out that has a clear bulb in it and a little mirror that goes around.
Which apparently is a traveling joke, because Ben even brought it up during his spiel.
Yes, he does. He doesn't like me. I know it, and I can tell just by the way he made fun of me.
He did. Yeah. Well, fortunately, I only missed half of it from crying in the bathroom. But what you didn't miss, though, is they had a couple of designers that Ben had worked with that talked about that. And they do all
Jody and Elise.
Yes, they do all kinds of decor design. And the thing is I love where lighting is going, coming from the point of view of the entertainment experience, because it's like everything is about staging and about that experience, the emotional experience and the story and all of that sort of thing, and creating the setting. And so we're moving away from disco lighting and moving much more into the world of production lighting, and the entire
design. They kept talking about design.
The entire 2 days was about that. Even going beyond things like don't just splash a color on a wall.
Right.
Like really think about what is the purpose. Why are you putting that light there? What is it you're trying to create? Do some kind of design with it. Like use it as a tool to create something, which is like kind of taking the DJ industry into a more. Well, I won't say that being a DJ wasn't artistic in the past, but like it's moving us out of the world of playing great music and running disco lights, or bringing the nightclub.
Putting up a bunch of stuff and seeing what happens.
We're going to bring a nightclub and put it in a wedding kind of thing, and it's going in a new and exciting direction.
And it became very, very apparent that they think like designers. Designers don't think like us, and we don't think like them, and they made it very apparent during that whole time that that's what was going on. So I think it was kind of a shock and awe for those girls to come in and say, okay, cut it out, guys. Talk to people like us, and we'll make you look amazing.
Right. Or you can be like Jeremy and really take on doing the design work yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, it's been amazing. So my public apology is going to be right now. We'll do another one later, the official one.
Right. Welcome to the Bill and Jason Show.
This is the longest beginning to any show ever. I totally forgot to play the opening. I was so excited about all
I'm
the
Bill
talk
Herman.
about.
That's Jason Jones, and we are excited because not only have we done almost years full of shows now, but now we were just getting used to the technical end of just audio. Now we're dealing with video
and lighting.
And lighting, yeah. We had to light the studio. And as you notice, we either both look very, very different under lighting, which is probably true, or we just don't have this studio lighting thing down yet. So
no. Not at all. But thank goodness we attended the lighting symposium so we could learn how hard it really is.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, it was really informative, and I know that a lot of people came away from it like really excited with what.
And we got to meet a bunch of new faces of people we have never met before, people we've only seen online, people who've only just listened to our podcast and said nice things, or reached out to us on Facebook. But we got to meet a lot of brand new faces we've never met before.
That was awesome. Really a bonus. That was really, really cool. So, coming away from that, is there anything that you were like, I want to add this to my show?
Other than somebody in that room to do it for me? Nope.
Well, no, I mean,
I think
let's say you're Neo, and we can just like plug this into the back of your head, and then you know how to run Show Express. So you know what you would like to do.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I think
without
a lot,
knowing the how.
I think a lot like those designers. I see a room in a certain way, and I want a certain thing, and I have a pretty good idea which lights will help me do that. But more than likely, I'll see a design, and I'll find somebody from that class and say, okay, I want this sort of thing, and I would like to have that kind of a wash, and I'd like some texture here and there and some spotlights that'll follow everything around. You can do that, right? Absolutely, we can. So there I am. That's what I got out of it is I don't really have to know the technical end of it to get what I would like out of it.
Exactly. So going back to my question, is there anything specific that you're like, I would like to add that to my show because of what I'll be able to do with, that fixture or that, that kind of thing, or maybe a set of, being really excited about like the uplighting to be able to cast shadow and be able to create, accentuate different parts of the room and things like that. Was there any one thing like that at all? There doesn't have to be.
That's a weird question to ask me because I don't have a show that is just my show. It's like you and I are very collaborative. So I'm really with our clients. So our show is really our show. Our show is their show. So if I'd like to go down with Daisy May and get myself some cutoffs and run down and eat some, I got into it. Sorry, my language just changed for a second there. If I did my own show, if I had my own stage show, there's all kinds of things I'd like to be able to make it work.
I'm not talking about a stage show. I'm talking about a wedding.
No, I'm not doing it. I don't. That's just it. I don't know how to answer that. It isn't my show.
Okay.
I am a vessel, my brother.
Well,
I am just a vessel for the love in the room.
The lights that I'm excited
Hallelujah.
about. I really got excited about the 75-watt LED intimidator.
That was awesome.
And the moving heads.
The one that moved around.
The one that moved around, and with a little bit of education on Show Express from Ben and Jeremy, or both, because they're generous, wonderful people that I love very much.
So I have a question for you. Why do you like the 75-watt bulbs and not the 100-watt bulbs, or the 50-watt bulbs?
Oh, I didn't know there was a 50-watt bulb.
I don't know either. You brought it up.
It was the smaller. It was the smaller of the two, and when they turned them on, they were like crazy intense bright. Like I would back them off. I probably wouldn't even run them at full intensity at the 75-watt, let alone using the great big giant ones. Even if I was casting all the way across the room.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not just get as much impact and oomph out of them as they got?
I don't know.
Baby.
That's what I picked. That's what I liked. And what I liked about it is I liked the idea of being able to do both programming and also have my assistant do follow spotting and then actually spotlighting different activities happening in the room and be able to combine that with like doing a monogram. And then when I want to use it for a spotlight, they like turn into spotlights and they shine over there. And then they go back to monogram, or they go back to casting something on the wall, or they create a really cool effect in the ceiling. It can be and do so many things in one singular fixture that can do so many different versatile things that I could see that I could do that would add to the production value.
But it doesn't do it all by itself. You got to have somebody to do it.
That's what I'm saying. There will be a learning curve. There would be like, a lot of time spent learning it and then teaching an assistant to be able to
calculus,
run it,
man,
and stuff. I don't think it's like calculus.
It was for me.
I don't think so.
I felt like a toddler in a calculus class. It was terrible.
I mean, it would take something. It would take something to learn, but I think it would totally be worth it. And I think of all the things, I got excited about that, and I got excited about the pin spots that you can magnetically stick to the ceiling and shine them down on tables, cakes.
Yeah, they were literally they were about that big. They were. And I'm glad we have video, by the way. I used to do this on the radio show. But they were about this big. They were white.
And he used to say like, about a half size of a possum, and nobody could understand what he was saying then either.
Well, it's just because you don't have a lot of possum experience. like someone, with my education does. So you take this light that's about this long, and it sticks to metal spots in the ceiling, and it more perfect for if you have a dropped ceiling. You've got the dropped ceiling that the crisscross in rectangular space, because you just plug it in, put it right up there. You turn it on, it runs 8 hours plus. And you can shine it down on whatever you like, whether it be a cake table or just an actual table. So if you've got a room with 300 people at tens, you've got 30 of those lights, and all of a sudden you've got a center pin spot on every one of the tables in the room. It was pretty darn cool,
and it looks beautiful.
And that was from Chevet, and that was invented by our guy.
Yeah, Jeremy
invented those. Well, he invented it in that he came up with an idea, and Chevet went and made it a reality.
Yeah, and it's
we're just trying to get him his cut. That's all.
My brother, I just showed those to my brother, who's a financial planner.
And what do you say?
He bought a set.
No kidding.
Yeah, because he's doing all kinds of client meetings online now using GoToMeeting. And he's like, the lighting is all screwed up. I said, you know what you need? I said, you need these things. You can just magnet them wherever you want them.
Well, hold on. You got these for your brother, but the lighting in this studio, we got baling wire and chicken hose hanging everywhere. You could have got a set of those for this studio, and we wouldn't have had the problems we had today.
Yeah, had I known,
I
would have done that instead. But I have no drop ceiling in here.
No,
I still would have had to drill holes. Spots. I still would have had to drill holes in the ceiling.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe that's what you need. We'll drop a ceiling in here.
There you go. That's all. I just need a drop ceiling.
Right. See? So this office is like for a hobbit, nice and low.
Hobbits don't. Oh, got it.
They're short.
Let's say, but
it's a short thing.
They have roots and things.
They do.
Underground.
I don't have a problem with that. So speaking of being that we're talking more DJ stuff, I typed in DJ. A wedding DJ into the Google
machine.
I used the Google machine, and I found a story about you know who Rose McGowan is?
Oh, actress?
Rose McGowan is an actress. Yes,
I didn't know
she's an American actress, and she was in a couple of things, including a show that my wife watched for a long time about the three witches.
Witches of Eastwick?
No, television show.
Show.
It Coven? Was called no Charmed. She was in Charmed. She was like
Charmed.
When one of the girls left Charmed, she ended up coming and being in Charmed. But she's been in a lot of things, and I love her story. Is really odd and weird and all by itself. But anyway, this DJ in California was hired by her to do her wedding.
Oh, very cool.
Right,
that's a cool gig, celebrity gig.
The DJ's name, and I know I'm going to make this wrong because it looks like it's Natchy. Nahchey, Natchy Storer, and the guy's out on the
West Coast.
West Coast. I'm sure they know him because I looked him up and he's everywhere. But anyway, just before the wedding happened, she canceled him.
Oh, the planner did anyway.
Yeah, well, she Rose McGowan and her planner, doesn't matter who it is, but this DJ got canceled and he is suing them for breach of contract. Claims a lawsuit. He was hired to spin for the wedding last year, canceled in the last minute, and stopped payment on his check. And sources connected to Rose tell us that the wedding planner booked and then unbooked for the October wedding and hired a New Orleans brass band, which doesn't really make any difference. The contract was for over $4,000, which good for him.
Yeah.
We're always saying, all those DJs need to be making more money, and that's a respectable payday for the day.
Absolutely.
But he got canceled, and then sued them. So there's a lawsuit going on right now.
Yeah, the lawsuit thing is, or suing over fees owed, however that should arise. It's got a double-edged sword to it.
Right, I agree. I mean, should he sue? Should he get paid? Well, I have a contract clause that says, if you cancel within 90 days,
it
then
accelerates and you owe.
Right, you owe me the entire amount of the contract.
You are not going to be able to fill that date. He's not going to be like, oh, well, let me just Thursday. Let me just go switch up to somebody else who wanted me to.
Right, my dates are my inventory, and that's I'm sure, and that's any performer. They live and die by this is the date. I said no to a bunch of people so I could work for you. Mm-hmm. The problem I think he's going to run into. And not because this is a bad deal or he shouldn't do this, but because he's doing this, and it's become public. The story I got from TMZ. Okay, so it's on TMZ. The name of the DJ, Natche Storer, is in the story from TMZ, and the lawyer. They're fighting, I guess. They must be fighting, or it wouldn't necessarily be made the news. So, is it getting him good press, or is it getting him bad press? And is it worth the bad press to get paid back his $4,200
for being canceled? Right. I mean, that's a calculation that anyone is going to have to make. Or in the case of like word of mouth, you know what I mean? Like celebs talk to celebs. It's like, oh, don't hire him. Oh no, right. Major headache.
Well, I don't think that's hurting him. I mean, it's not like there's a ton of. It's not like the only business he has is celebrities. If it is, then maybe he's got a problem. But I doubt it. I mean, how many of us are become the celebrity DJ?
That would be the only damage that I would see that there would be, is in terms of people.
And if he's a celebrity DJ, he's making more money than that.
People being, you would hope. I would hope.
Well, there is
my great hope. If it's a celebrity DJ, they make a lot more than that. That's not what you aspire to. If that's like the top of the,
yeah,
that's
and
Tom Hanks.
Celebrities who are making big money are paying you only that much money, right?
Right.
So is he hurting himself? Word of mouth, I don't think is going to hurt him that bad, unless it's a very small community he's working in. But I think the press could be detrimental to the guy's career, and that sucks.
I mean, that's the word of mouth. Is it that that getting around? I don't know. It's like
people don't think much of people who
things in the press that kind of come and go kind of thing. And it's like, is that going to give somebody the heebie-jeebies about booking him, or is it just going to be like, oh, wow, you play for celebrities?
Well, you would think that people would look into the story and see that of course he's going to have to. He had to get paid. He doesn't do this for nothing.
Well, yeah,
and it is just business, and it is only business.
It's smart business.
What he's doing is not
the contract. They violated the contract and broke it, so they owe.
Right, agreed, completely agreed. I don't think that it's a bad thing. I don't think that he's doing anything bad at all. I just worry about his reputation amongst those people who don't like people who sue.
How many of those are there?
There's a lot of people out there that just immediately think that because you're suing, you're one of those people, and it's not true. There's less people out there suing over a cup of coffee dropping on your lap because they know they can get a few extra dollars out of McDonald's than this. But those are the people that people remember.
The thing is, though, is that, like, tell me, what was the name of the person that sued McDonald's over the pickle?
I don't know.
Okay,
but that person wasn't trying to make a name for themselves.
Wait a minute. What was the name of the person that sued over the coffee?
Don't know.
Well, I think therein lies the answer, is that by the time that this blows over, no one will remember anyway.
Well,
unless those people that you're talking about, those particular people that just don't like to do business with anybody that's heard that they've sued anybody for anything, keep a log.
Well, here's the difference. Here's the difference. Those people that made those lawsuits were not in the business of making a name for themselves. And in our business, wedding DJ or DJ at all, part of the way you make a good living is to make a name for yourself.
But
make a public name for yourself. And this is not public. This is not a story like this doesn't necessarily help your public image, even if you're right.
So you think it wouldn't be worth the $4,000 to actually make a fuss?
I think if it was me, I probably wouldn't have done it. I might have made a fuss, but I might have tried to make a fuss under a company name or something like that, because I'm trying to make a name for Bill Herman Entertainment. And no matter how right and righteous I am, and I'm not saying that this guy isn't right and righteous. I think he is. I think he needs to be paid. It's very important. We do a job. We do it in a business way. We do it in the public eye. We don't do it under the table. We have a contract. We do everything right. And then have somebody screw us because we're afraid to sue back is a bad thing. But it does not help this young man. Because if his name was not all over the story, then I would be not worried about him at all. But his name's all over the story, and I'm worried for the guy.
Yeah, if this happens to you, you should definitely use your company name. Just saying.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just not going to do a wedding for Rose McGowan. This is what I'm going to do.
Well, because this isn't going to last. And then,
Well, and he didn't look into her background. Did you? I think if I would have looked into her background, I would have seen a bunch of red flags.
Why? Has she done this before?
Rose McGowan is an American actress. I'm reading this off of
IMDb.
Yeah, okay.
Who's notorious for screwing
over
DJs.
She's born September 5th, 1973, and raised within the Italian chapter of the Children of God, an extremist Christian cult.
Wow.
She was raised in a cult. At least according to this, anyway.
Well,
in the early 80s, her family severed the ties with the community and migrated to Eugene, Oregon, She relocated to Gig Harbor, Washington to live with a grandmother at the age of 14 and was accused of drug use by a family friend and committed to rehabilitation.
Well, see, that's really interesting that they went to Eugene. Do you find that interesting? I find that really interesting.
Why?
Well, Eugene, actually, during like the 60s, 70s, when a lot of the commune communities experiments were going on, there was many commune communities that were in the Eugene area. There was a highly experimental area for commune living.
Maybe this is where this came from. Because upon her release, she spent a year without a home, was emancipated from her parents at the age of 15. She had an early formal education, including attending Roosevelt High School and Nova Alternative High School.
So why would that all be a red flag, that she's like not going to pay her DJ?
Further education included qualifications as a licensed beauty operator. See, there you go. That's what I was trying to get to. She's a hairdresser.
Oh, yeah.
Like my crazy wife.
Anybody who pours chemicals on people's heads cannot be trusted.
Right. She's done a lot of movies too. Well, she was in Scream. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, she was in Scream. She was in a movie called Going All the Way. She was in The Jawbreaker in 1999. Don't know what that is. The Killing Yard, Strange Hearts, Vacuums. Charmed was her big deal. Then she was in Planet Terror. And did you see Death Proof? Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof?
Did not.
I think she was the one that had a gun. She lost her leg and then attached a machine gun to where her leg should be, and then she'd shoot people with her leg.
Wow, are you sure that was Death Proof?
I think it was. And she's in a movie coming out in 2014. She's doing Telltale Heart with Edgar Allan Poe. They brought Edgar Allan Poe back from the dead, and she's going to work with him.
Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
So all this stuff tells me I probably shouldn't have worked for her.
Should have said.
And get this: at one point she was engaged to Marilyn Manson.
Oh, well, that should have told you something right there. She's impartial to live music, or not impartial. She's partial to live music. I think that everybody before booking someone should check IMDb, read their bio carefully, and then decide if they're really going to be a good match based upon that, and what are the likelihood of them breaking the contract.
She collects Marlene Dietrich memorabilia.
The wisdom gleaned from this episode is profound.
I think that she's probably going to tune into our show now.
Oh, yeah, she'll be a regular listener now.
Because
after all the nice things you've said about her.
Well, I'm not saying she's not nice. I think she's, she's just kind of freaky.
Backpedal. I think now is a great time to take a little siesta. A little breaky break.
You've been listening to the Bill and Jason Show. So do a commercial. Do a commercial for something.
Oh, what? Just off the top
of
my head?
Just anything you want, yeah.
I got to think of something.
And that was our sponsor called from Jason Jones.
Welcome Pale Child flashlights. No longer do you need batteries. Just bring your pale child around in the dark and they'll glow. They'll light your way. Just put their face here or there. And as long as they don't cry, they'll be able to light everything up and you'll find your keys in the dark. If you got a pale child, let them be your utility. Take them everywhere you go. It don't matter if they cry. It'll just be a little darker.
We really need to have your son on the show soon. Maybe it'll fix our lighting problem.
That was like the lamest thing I could have ever come up with.
That's really awesome. I thought that was great.
I was like, so much for yes ending that.
So are we going to do a public apology?
After that, we definitely need to.
Okay. Should I know you usually do the public apology. Maybe I should do it.
It's time for you to do it.
Okay,
you definitely should apologize this time. I shouldn't be the one doing all the
apologizing. I got something to apologize for.
Not like you're infallible here.
Okay, go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the public apology.
I'd like to publicly apologize to Rose McGowan for making you feel like a freak on our show.
That was the public apology on the Bill and Jason Show.
So that was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
Speaking of really famous DJs,
celebrities,
do you know who Beyonce had for her wedding to Jay-Z?
Was I supposed to know this?
You don't know?
This has become like a quiz for you.
No.
Yeah.
What? How is it becoming a quiz for me?
All right, it's DJ Cassidy.
It is. You knew it was DJ Cassidy. And you and I first learned of DJ Cassidy through one of the DJ conferences when somebody said that DJ Cassidy is the only DJ out there probably charging more than any wedding DJ, because not only does he have a website to do weddings, but he charges a minimum of $10,000 to do a wedding.
Outstanding.
And anyway, he did Beyonce's wedding.
So that can tell a person one of two things.
Yes.
Wow, there's something rare and exciting and exclusive about him that we could never be. Or it says...
Or we should really have, because he must be amazing.
Yeah. If he can get $10,000, we can get 10 grand.
We can certainly make more than $600.
At least.
If that guy can get 10 grand.
I'll bump it up to 8.
I'm going to have to apologize to DJ Cassidy now. Damn it. I'm offending every celebrity that might listen to our program.
Anyway, the point being is that you can either take it as inspiration, that it's like, oh, I can achieve that too, because he's paved the way, he's broke the ceiling, he's moved it up, he's made it possible. You know what I mean? It's
keep going.
What did it take to actually be able to do that, DJ Cassidy? What did it take? And it took talent and marketing.
Right.
Boom. Right. Just like that. And creating a demand. What you can do it too. Everybody can do it. Mm-hmm. You know, it would be awesome if there was like this incredible race to the top where it's like everybody's elbowing each other for the highest rates.
Wouldn't it be nice?
It would be awesome.
So when is that going to happen?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
So anyway,
everyone tries to surpass DJ Cassidy.
I found him mentioned on a blog, marieclaire.co.uk. It's a blog. It's
a blog for girls.
Yeah, it's okay. So I was in the girl blog section because I was feeling pretty. Anyway,
or trying to find ways to fix things.
She came up with. She wrote this story about him being the wedding DJ for Beyonce and asked him to do a summer playlist for everybody for 2014. And being that he's the guy, and everybody wants to be like him, he came up with like a 10-song playlist.
But he's not above reproach.
No.
So you'll have to let us know what you think of these 10 songs.
So tell us the songs. Can we play the songs?
No.
Why?
Why? We can't.
Other radio shows get to play songs.
We're not a radio show.
Once again, I am just clueless to understand why other podcasts get to play music on theirs and we don't.
They play PodSafe stuff.
No, I hear stuff all the time on the podcast.
Then they got permission.
How?
And now we're on video.
Yeah.
We're on Tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's even worse now. So I can't even. So the fact that we sang a little bit of Annie tomorrow means we might get sued.
Yeah, you will probably get sued.
Me? You sang with it.
Hey, if there's a problem, you're getting sued. It's your show.
Well, they're probably going to sue me now because they know that I won't fight it. I said it publicly. I'm not going to fight being sued.
Right, because you want to protect your reputation. You'll just roll over and write the check.
I got to rethink this.
Next thing you know, you'll get a letter for illegally downloading porn, and then when they say we're going to sue you,
whoa,
we're going to sue you, and you'll be so scared that it's like, oh no, they're going to ruin me if they even imply, because that would ruin you. That'd ruin anybody. First, if you publicly imply that happens though.
Let me make it very clear that
it's a callback from a podcast we did way back.
Any porn that I download, I do not do it illegally.
Well, but it doesn't matter. See, that's the whole scam. See, that's what they do. They send these letters to people, and they threaten you that if you don't pay them, it's like a bribery, a ransom thing. If you don't give them like $5,000 to settle this suit for illegally downloading this porn that they have identified, your computer did it, then they are going to sue you publicly. And of course, everyone is like afraid of like, oh, the public humiliation. Oh, what if they find out I was watching WW's Dallas? Because most of the time it's probably true, and you're like, oh, how'd they know? And they thought I didn't know they would know.
Did you know DJ Cassidy also did President Obama's 2009 inauguration and his 50th birthday party?
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
How does he get those gigs, man?
He was probably canvassing for him. Hey, vote for Barack.
So I can get
That's how you get all those gigs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all I got to do?
Well, give it a try.
Okay, in the list, the first song that I see on the list is by Pharrell Williams. It's the one he did with Justin Timberlake called Brand New.
The song is brand new, I think.
The song is called Brand New.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one, maybe kind of surprising, Wham.
An old Wham song.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
And he went with a weird one, too, at Club Tropicana.
It's like, so of these two, would you play these at a wedding?
Yeah. I don't know if I played Tropicana. Not because I don't like Wham, but because I don't know.
You love Wham.
Okay, so I like Wham. So what are you saying? Andrew originally speaks to me. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, only because I've seen you put on the coat and dance around down in the basement.
Yep.
So,
okay, I can't sing it, and I can't even sing it now, can I?
Come Alive.
Saint Fair, man. Yeah, that's a good one. That was I listened. Actually, I had to listen to some of these songs I didn't know.
I know. We're not as cool as DJ Cassidy.
No.
Oh, what do you know? Here's a tune, DJ Cassidy featuring Robin Thicke and Jessie J, Calling All Hearts.
It isn't even out yet. You get a chance to, if you go to this blog, you can listen to the song. It's actually pretty good.
But I mean, if you actually have personal relations with all of these artists, why wouldn't you do a song?
Right, absolutely. Well,
you know what I mean?
And Robin Thicke, Jessie J, It's a great song, "Calling Our Heart." I thought it was good. It's kind of a throwback, kind of a 70s throwback. I thought it was cool.
Well, that's what he was trying to achieve, though. He wanted to in the little documentary about it on his website.
So you did go and listen to it.
There's another idea. Do a documentary on your website.
You said you didn't prep for the show at all. Look at you, all prepped up and everything.
I've checked out DJ Cassidy. Yeah. I've investigated this DJ.
De La Soul.
He's okay. You can book him.
Thanks.
He's been vetted.
De La Soul, a roller skating jam named Saturdays is on the list. Let's see who else. Beyonce is on the list because he knows how to suck up.
He does.
The song "Blow" by Beyonce.
I wonder if Beyonce's party is a lot like Prince's party. I interviewed Michael Holtz for the Mobile Music Thursday.
Yeah,
and we talked about the
music. Did you ask him the question I wanted you to ask him?
I don't know. What did you want me to ask?
How the hell did you get that gig and not me? That's what I wanted to know.
Well, it's a long story. You'll have to see the episode.
Oh.
But I did ask him that.
Oh, when's the episode coming up?
It was last week.
Oh, I got to go back.
It was weeks ago.
I got to go back and watch your show.
It was weeks ago. Okay. Thanks for watching my show.
I thought it was good.
You're
awesome. Really good at this stuff.
So, I wonder, at Prince's parties, you got to pay like 80% Prince tunes. Deep Prince tracks.
I doubt that.
No, he did. He said that's what it is.
But I mean, I doubt that's what Beyonce did because she's way cooler than Prince.
Yeah.
See, I did it again. I'm looking to alienate every celebrity listener we have.
Well, for sure though, right before she threw the bouquet, they all danced to "Single Ladies." For sure.
Oh my gosh!
Unless Cyndi Lauper was there, and then she would have sang "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" like a karaoke version.
Or do girls just want to have fun in the? But using the other song background,
or drop in "Single Ladies" into "Girls Just Want to
Have
Fun." Girls want to have fun. Single ladies. Oh, no.
You should be DJ Cassidy because you're awesome.
Well, I was thinking about changing my name actually.
What about Mary J. Blige?
I could increase my value as a DJ just by like changing my name to Cassidy.
So Disclosure featuring Mary J. Blige, F for you, and I think that means
what does
fun.
F stand for?
Fun. Fabulous, ferocious,
fart.
Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean? Yeah. This is an old one, too.
It is an old one. You know, I am partial to Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car.
Right, or Caribbean Queen. I used to love
Nobody ever wants to dance to that.
Caribbean Queen.
And this summer playlist is just something to listen to in the summer. He didn't promise that it was danceable.
Yeah, well, especially not in the winter.
Oh, no. Not in Minnesota. This last Minnesota. You could break something. And then, rounding it out with DeBarge's "Rhythm of the Night."
I love that song.
That is a fun song.
I've always loved that song. I'm not afraid to say it.
You won't stop loving that song.
I'm never gonna stop loving that song.
You told that song that I don't want to quit you.
I don't.
DeBarge.
That song had me at rhythm.
And the rest is just "Went Into the Night." And that's that.
That's it. That was good. I think this, people might even listen to this show.
Maybe. There is a remote possibility.
Very small.
With any luck at all, people will think we're as funny as we do.
So if you haven't gone to the Facebook page, be sure to go there and like us. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, be sure to tweet us and tweeter us and be there in the tweeter.
And if you think it was really awful, you can like the page if you haven't already and then unlike it immediately.
Oh, that would be awesome. And go to iTunes and talk about us. We'd like that.
Yeah, leave a review or something.
Bye.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sample per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.